It seems like throughout our day we have so many thoughts going on in our mind. Chatter, 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 gotta do this, gotta do that, thinking about the future, worrying about the past. There's so many things going on in our mind. And then when we go to do our meditation, guess what? It still continues. All these thoughts are still coming up. And it's like, when am I ever gonna get a break? So we're gonna look at how these thoughts work during meditation, and do we actually get rid of our thoughts? We kind of know what this is like throughout our day. We have so many thoughts, and then when we go to meditate, guess what? We still have these same thoughts here, whether it's about our finances or our work life or our relationships that we have in our life. There's always something to think about. And does it really work when we say, you know what, I'm just gonna erase my thoughts? I'm just gonna cancel it out. Does it actually work when we just say, all right, let me just not think about work? How well does that actually work? Guess what? Because we say that and then we just go off into this direction and another thought takes its place. Or we say, okay, erase this thought, and then another one will take its place. The mind is always going to be occupied with something. There's always going to be a thought to be there. And for example, if I told you, don't think about the orange elephant, don't think about it. Guess what? We're going to think about this picture of an orange elephant, and it's going to occupy the mind. So how do we get around this when we meditate? And how do we achieve that settled feeling of calm, easy, and restfulness during our meditation that we can take into our everyday life so we don't have a bunch of crazy thoughts going around all at once? So what am I supposed to do with all of these thoughts? Nothing. We're not supposed to do anything with these thoughts. They're always going to be there. We're not going to try to erase it. We're not going to cancel it out. We're not going to try to force it out of our mind. What we're going to do, we're going to work around it. How are we going to work around this during our meditation? So here we have our ocean of consciousness. And by the way, I hope that you're still not thinking about that orange elephant. So we have our ocean of consciousness here. And when we meditate, we want to go from these levels of choppy waves that are waves of emotion, of life that are just happening, and so we get swept away sometimes. We want to go to the quieter part of the mind. We want to settle things down because it feels so satisfying when things are quieted down, easy, and we know that the ocean has this rough part, which is our day-to-day life, but then deeper in the mind, we have the settling aspect to it. And to get down there and to be at that place is a natural part of us. We do want to settle down. We do want to take it easy and enjoy that quietness. And then we come back up and we can enjoy our life. So we're going to look at this. We have our ocean of consciousness. We are at the top here. We're getting swept away. Ideas, thoughts, problems, what's for lunch, all these things. So what are we going to do? We have a tool. And what is this tool that we use to get to this place? It is our mantra. And our mantra will guide the mind and set up the conditions. It will set up the conditions so that the mind can do this deep dive. And it's similar to like when we go to sleep. When we go to sleep, we don't say, all right, sleep, and flick a switch and then we're at sleep. No, we set up the conditions, we get in our bed, we are relaxed, we put our phone away, and then the conditions are set up for us to go into sleep. And it's the same thing here. When we meditate, our mantra is setting up the conditions for us to go deeper, deeper into this quiet place. We repeat our mantra silently, and it takes us down. And we go further and further, and sometimes we might go this deep, and just like anything, we're gonna get deeper, and it's still gonna feel enjoyable. We're gonna love it because we're getting quieter, we're settling the mind, and maybe the next time we go a little bit deeper, and either way, it's gonna feel enjoyable. We're gonna like it. We're gonna feel relieved. We're gonna let go of some of the stress the thoughts, the anxiety, things that we are suffering up here on our day-to-day life, we can let those things go finally. I hope this cleared some information up. In part 2, we're gonna go into how our thoughts, if these thoughts try to come in and distract us from our meditation, how do we deal with that? How does that work? So that's in part 2, so stick around.